If you are thinking about purchasing an investment property, then this video is definitely for you. We're going to talk about ROI and what ROI is, how you calculate it, and how that affects your purchase when you're buying an investment property. So first of all, what is ROI? That is simply return on investment. Even if you own investment properties now and you're in another area, maybe you have them as long-term rentals and not vacation properties. I'm in Panama City Beach, Florida, and we have over 200 condos out on the beach. We've got like 20 miles of white sandy beaches. So we do a lot of investment property purchases. So it's a very different animal here because you got a lot of other factors in when you're calculating your expenses. So return on investment is simply, at the end of the day, by the time you calculate all your expenses in and what that unit is supposed to do on gross rentals, what's left over in your pocket. So one of the first conversations I'm gonna have when trying to talk about return on investment with a new buyer is, what is your goal? What is your investment goal? Are you going to use the property yourself a lot and vacation in it, bring your friends and family down? Hopefully you're not going to let them use it in June because that's when you make all your money. And then you want to also use it as a vacation property? Or are you buying it strictly as an investment property and you never plan on visiting the property? So understanding what your goals are is going to make quite a big decision on the type of property that we're looking for, and what those ultimate goals are as far as the return on investment in your pocket. So one of the most important things to do up front is to calculate the expenses very accurately, because you need to know up front what everything is going to cost you so you can figure out, is there money to be made? Am I going to break even, or am I going to wind up going in the hole with this property? So we're going to use a condo as an example, because again, that's your main primary investment property. People do buy beach houses. We have beach houses for sale, but we sell a lot of condos here. So we're going to use that as an example. So obviously the cost of the unit's critical, right? We want to make sure that you're getting the best possible price for the condo. I'm looking at past sales to see what comps there are in the building. Because if you're getting a mortgage, then obviously you're going to have a note on that property and the property needs to appraise. So cost of units, of course, very critical. We have HOA fees. HOA fees are important to understand what's included and what's not included in those HOA fees so you can calculate in what other expenses you're going to need. So you're going to have things like taxes on the unit. You're going to have other fees like your utility, your electric on the unit. You're going to have insurance from the walls in. Normally your HOA fees are going to cover from the walls out, and that's the big cost factor when buying a condo. So you'll have that as well. You'll have management fees if you don't want to self-manage it, so you'll need to put aside the percentage for that as well. Now you take all of those expenses, and now you're going to have to get to the next piece, and that is the gross rental numbers for that unit. What does it produce? Does it make any money? Now, I would love to say that every listing out there comes along with a detailed attachment of what exactly that unit made for the previous 2 years, but I'd be lying if I say they do. 99% of the time when a condo is listed, which is crazy to me, they don't provide the rental numbers. Now, sometimes they'll say rental machine, it's a winner, it rents all the time, it's crazy. And then there's no numbers to support it. So it's my job as your realtor to make sure that I'm trying to get that information. I'm contacting the listing agent. I'm asking for the numbers for the last 2 years. If I don't get it from them, then I'm going to look at similar units in the same building to see what the gross rentals were on those units so I can have those hard numbers to go off of. Now, again, depending on someone's use of a property, the unit you're interested in buying may not be rented out a lot. So the numbers aren't going to be as strong as if it's just purely investment property. The other part too is I'm going to go get a good projection on the rental. So I use a couple of management companies specifically that I do business with, and they do great jobs for my buyers. And I know that when they give me a projection, it's not going to come with all the fluff. And when I mean fluff, it's like over anticipating, over projecting, because guess what? They want your business. So if they tell you it does 70,000 a year and it really does 60, they seem fantastic and you use them. No. So the management companies I use give me realistic numbers that I can use when I'm assessing it. So now we have all the costs, we have the gross rental, history, and we're able to then take that gross rental history minus all the costs, and that's your net number. You can also do a calculation and get to the percentage. So when people talk about ROI, it's typically in a percentage. What percentage does it cash flow? So that's a good question. What does it cash flow? Well, again, that's going to depend on, again, the usage, the costs, the projections. There is no really set number. If you think about it this way, if you just think about this one thing, the idea of an investment property is that somebody else who's using the property, your renters, for example, are paying to cover all the expenses, all the maintenance on the unit, and at the end of the day, you're not coming out of pocket for anything. And then if you do it right, and you have a realtor like me that's gonna find you the right unit, then you're gonna put some money in your pocket. And that's the goal. How much that is, like I said, depends on a lot of different factors. But before I even go out with buyers, I check all those variables and make sure, because I'm an investor too. I own multiple properties on the beach. And so I always look at it from that perspective. And if I just keep this in mind every single time, if I'm not willing to buy it, if I wouldn't be interested in buying it, why would I sell it to you? That makes no sense. Because I want all of my buyers to be successful, happy. I stay in touch with all of them. We become friends afterwards. I see them when they come in town to use the unit. And that's the environment you want to be in, successful investors. If you have any questions about investing, please give me a call. Let me know. All of my contact information has been running across the bottom, so you can check that out as well. I've been in real estate for over 17 years. I do this full time, and I love to help you out if you're looking for investment property or any other property, as that matter of fact. Have a great day. Bye.